What's up, everyone? I'm Gavin, also known as Tweek.
Oh,
Did
true.
you hear that?
That was nice.
I fixed it.
You fixed it. I'm
Not
Groot.
one word anymore.
You see my shirt? I am Groot. But what's good? It's Pink or Marcus in the building. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm Charles, aka Charles.
Hi, my name is Matt. We had a lot of good Smash action over the weekend, everyone. It's good to see you
First,
all.
we
You
have
all
to
got-
celebrate because it's episode 50.
Oh my
snap.
god, we didn't get to bring that
5,
up.
0.
Thank you to everyone for supporting the
Dude.
show in any shape or form. This is a huge milestone. We're on the way to 100 now.
The road to 100.
Well, next
Yeah.
one.
We're
Next
going to be
one.
talking about Momocon, of course. I'm sure that's what everyone expected, especially because I was at the tournament. But yeah, how was everyone's weekend, first off?
Dude, I gotta say, that was FOMOCon, man. I felt so left out all
Yeah.
weekend. I was
Dude,
so
we missed you so much.
Bro, I was so upset. It was one of my really good friends' wedding. We had an amazing time, but dude, great tournament. Like so many good results. Like so many people popping off. Like kind of an unexpected top 8, honestly, in a couple different ways. A couple big W's for Ken players. Love to see that. It was really, dude. I love Momo. I'm not like you guys know me. I'm not an anime con type of guy or anything, but
Fighting games, yeah.
great fighting games, amazing Smash, and the con atmosphere is really, really fun. People had a problem with it though, like the bands and stuff playing. I get it, so
Oh my
it's definitely
god.
a different.
I'll get into that. I'll get
Yeah,
into it.
I
Definitely
figured we
talk
talk
about
about it, but yeah, I missed you guys. I'm sad I wasn't there. Really,
Yeah.
really felt it this weekend. It's
I had Zaxby's
oh,
3
God.
times.
Yeah, same. 3 times.
Bro,
So
what? I had that
every
joint once.
day.
Y'all were going crazy.
Practically
Dude,
every
B
day.
kept asking me to get it again. We had to.
It was so good. It was worth it. I love Zaxby's.
Yeah, too.
So
True.
I guess we could go through my experience first, right?
Yeah, let's
Just
get
get
right
out of the
into it.
way.
I was about to say, I don't know, or mine, because mine is much shorter than yours.
Yeah.
We could do either one. You can go first if you want.
All right, so we're at Momocon. We're chilling. We're having a blast. Thursday, we're not even really doing anything because there's nothing to do. Friday, no doubles. I walked around Atlanta. I went to that Coca-Cola factory thing with Gavin and B, and then we went to the aquarium. That joint was hype.
It was a good day, honestly.
We had to have walked 20 miles that day. It was insane. It was a lot of walking.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, bracket started. There was a concert going on during bracket. They were doing a Disney singing contest. It was very strange, but I'm sure the people enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it when I wasn't playing, but that's another story.
Hell no.
Made it to winners finals on my pool. First time I did not look at my bracket, and I actually really enjoyed it because I was like, bro, I'm just gonna sit down and play whoever I have to play, and I'm probably gonna play Min no matter what. So I don't have to prep, right? Once I see him, I'm like, oh, you play this character, and I run through a game plan. Played Dark Wizzy, lost 2-0. I was like, dang, that's tough. Went back to my pool, reported to the pool captain. I said, yeah, I lost 2-0. Cola said, all right, we play. I said, what?
Not even a T.O. Cola is just right next to you.
Yeah, he was just right next to you, right next to me, yeah.
All right, let's go
we
right
play.
now.
And I was like, all right. Then I won game 1, and then he did that thing that Cola does where he loses and then he gets mad and he powers up and then he just smoked me the next 2 games. And I was like, cool. Momocon was fun. Great tournament. Got 65th. It was a blast. I didn't expect that, but it is what it is. Next event. Life goes on.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous. I definitely, you guys didn't enter doubles, so you guys got to have fun that day. I still had to commentate, so I was like, dang it. I want to go to the Coca-Cola factory.
Bro, we got to try
oh no,
products from all over the world. Some of them were really good and some of them were really bad, but I feel like that was the fun in it, how terrible some of them tasted.
I can't believe Beverly
Really?
exists, bro. Beverly has to be I'm sorry because I know it's an Italian thing and maybe people in Italy
Hold
it.
Hold on.
But it had to be one of the worst things I've ever drank in my life.
Wow.
I was losing my mind at how bad it was. I had to go drink 17 different things afterward, and all I could taste was still Beverly. It was rough.
It's like liquid gabagool, you know?
It's huh?
Good. It's good for you, huh? Anyway.
I told
shout out
myself
to,
I wasn't gonna try it because I don't drink soda and it's really bad for me, but I couldn't pass up. It was a fun
It
time.
was it was.
You went to the
funny.
Coca-Cola factory? What the heck?
Yeah,
For the culture, man.
True.
but
One thing is somebody.
Camarific, by the way, got a shout out.
Oh
Put
yeah, for
cola-
upsetting.
put cola in
That's
those
why
videos.
Actually, what you mean? No,
Good job.
man.
that's why you
Good job.
played Cola in the first place.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not shouting him out. What the heck?
I'll
No,
do
good
it. I
job
don't
beating him
care.
because I couldn't do it. So shout out to you. We did meet somebody from Germany that like said that
Oh yeah.
the drink that the Coca-Cola factory had from Germany wasn't 1-to-1. So maybe Beverly's good if I go to Italy, but that whew,
You're not taking that risk though.
I might, bro. If I ever go to Italy,
Yeah.
I'll try it again just to see
The
Yeah.
redemption arc.
the redemption arc. It could change my life.
For me, yeah, I got there a day early, but I wasn't doing anything on Friday. Saturday, I was literally the closest singular setup to the concert.
How lucky.
The table I was playing on was vibrating.
So you got the best seats in the house then.
You did.
Yeah, it was
You
great.
have the best
I couldn't
luck in
even
Smash
fucking
yet.
yet.
understand what
Hold
they
up.
were saying. Like
Luckiest player.
it was just noise. That wasn't
You have-
music.
You have AirPods in?
Okay, that's where the AirPod Pros come in. The noise cancellation
Ooh.
is pretty crazy. It didn't help that much, but it helped for sure.
Hey, it's noise cancellation,
Yeah.
not field cancellation.
I did a kind of similar thing as Marcus. I didn't really like do much preparing for like who I'm gonna play, but people would tell me anyway. My first match,
Bad, dude.
I went Sephiroth, and my Sephiroth played really well. I was like, okay, that's good to know. Second match was against Fox, and I was like, oh no. Like, I just don't like fighting Fox. My DDee won that set, and then third set was against Sonic. I went DDee in that one. I felt really prepared. I felt like that was one of the better sets my DDee played in. And then, so now I'm into finals of my pool. So now I have to play Lima.
That was a crazy set.
Yeah, that was my first stream match. So this is to get into... Wait, no, I skipped one. I had to play Colorado. That was to get into top 64. So I had to play Colorado's Inkling. Game 1 was pretty good. Game 2 was pretty close. Like, pretty damn close. But I won that 2-0 with Diddy Kong.
Diddy, okay.
Sephiroth
too, right? Remember Colorado? I don't know if people remember, but really good player.
Yeah,
So
we talked about Colorado when we talked about... was it a Kansas tournament? And
Yeah.
he
It was
beat
a Midwest tournament, I think. Yeah.
Luis
Yeah.
and stuff.
Really good player.
Yeah, so I won that. I didn't want to go Sephiroth versus Inkling because, like, can I even hit that character with Sephiroth? Like,
I don't think so.
yeah. And then I also just knew that I feel like Diddy does really, really well versus Inkling. Like, it sounds really bad for Inkling. And then, so now I'm in top 64, which means best of 5. So I'm like, okay, I won my pool while the concert is going on, and, like, I can't even function. So anything is possible. It must be a good day, right? And I played Lima. That was my first stream match. The set was pretty back and forth when it was Diddy and Bayonetta. In my opinion, I think Lima played it really well and was more prepared than I was, in my opinion.
Game 4 was crazy.
Yeah, I got 3-stocked at one point. I just felt like Lima was more prepared for it than I was, honestly. That's just really what it felt like. I feel like Lima played it really, really well. And I kind of made a gamble and switched to Sephiroth Game 5, and it worked out. And I feel like that's where everything started for my Momocon run. I kind of, my Sephiroth won one of those sets in pools. My Sephiroth played better than my Diddy against Lima. So I'm like kind of in this feeling like, oh, my Sephiroth is playing better than my Diddy. And then my next set was Fatality. And that was the best my Diddy played the whole tournament. That set was
Brutal.
Yeah, that set was really, really brutal. It was like a really short set. But I won that 3-0, and I'm in like winner's quarters. I'm like, okay, I'm already here, like out of nowhere. Like we're already like really deep into the bracket. But yeah, I wish my Diddy played that well every single set. I feel like it was kind of off and on the whole bracket, which is something I want to work on because I guess I'm not used to playing two characters that equally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually it's like a lot of Diddy and then a couple counter picks, but it felt like it was pretty back and forth the whole time.
Diddy's so technical too, and has so many
Yeah.
small things to him. Because I remember
Yes.
Aaron too was having a tough time with the same thing with Diddy this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, just you don't aim your barrels the right way. You SD into the side of the stage. Like when it seems like it just seems inconsistent. Some of the stuff with him,
Yeah.
especially if you try to co-main him with another character who also
Yeah,
requires
and my
precision,
style is
so.
already so technical with him to begin with.
Yeah.
But I think my Diddy played best in the matchups I have a lot of game time in. Like Sonic and pools, I play against Sonic all the time. I play against Falcon all the time. And then when it came to matchups like Bayo, which is like I don't really play against Bayo, especially comparing it to the other characters. That's where like it felt like I was struggling a bit. So my quarters match was against Meister. I was willing to try Sephiroth, but the previous time we played was Summit 3, and my Diddy like did really well. So I was just playing to start with Diddy Kong. Game 1 went really well, and honestly, I expected it to stay that way. And from there, it just got way harder. Meister played it really well. I tried Sephiroth the final game, and it didn't work out. So I think Meister just improved, and I guess I just couldn't keep up. And the Sephiroth Game & Watch matchup is also the weirdest thing ever. I can't even put like a full explanation on why it's so weird, but it just is. Like, obviously there's the side B bucket stuff. Obviously he's really hard to hit. Out of shield is hard. If I don't footstool, then I'm kind of just getting bullied. I can't land. Like, the sausages are really crazy too. Like, I just take a million damage. And in some ways, this is the weirdest thing I'm ever going to say. But in some ways, at certain ranges, it feels like I'm being outranged because his hitboxes are so much more generous than mine. So it feels like where it matters, like the character just has better hitboxes, which is the one thing I'm supposed to have over like every character in the game. But it just felt wrong the whole time. And then the Diddy Kong just wasn't getting the job done. But yeah, that set was I lost 3-1. And here's where I think I'm proud of myself. It was probably the least upset I've ever been after a loss.
That's
which
good.
is like the craziest thing ever because it was to get into top 8. And then my next set was against Ling, a really, really, really good Peach main, like one of the best Peaches in the world, period. And I was like, okay, cool. My Sephiroth's playing better than my Diddy this tournament. And this might be Sephiroth's best relevant matchup in the entire game. So I'm like, cool. I get a chance to get into top 8 with Sephiroth, and it gives you a little bit of extra confidence to like pull it out in the first place. Because I've had a hard time like having the courage to pick Sephiroth until it's like too late, and I like put too much pressure on it. So I never give my Sephiroth a good chance to like play well and comfortable. And this was a great time to do so. And I won 3-0, so I'm in top 8. So I'm like, this is like kind of a first for me. I didn't get salty after losing, and now I'm in top 8 with like no sweat. I was like very proud of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the cherry on top is I got some clutch wins with Sephiroth, who's like my favorite character in the game. You know what I mean? Regardless if he like sucks, which I do think he's really bad.
I think you underrate him a little bit, but more.
Terrible.
Oh my
god!
We'll have that conversation later. But
yeah, we can have this after the I talk about the bracket. But then I'm in top 8, so I played through this whole fucking concert. I played through the whole bracket. I'm in top 8. My first set of top 8 was against Mudace. I'm like, oh my god, Peach twice in a row. I get to play Sephiroth. And the coolest thing about that is you feel even less pressure if you're in this position because Diddy Kong does really good versus Peach too. So I feel like super at ease versus that character with my current lineup, you know? So I won that 3-0 as well. So now my Sephiroth's on like a huge win streak, and I'm just like, all right, my next opponent is Sonix. I really like Diddy Sonic. I've played it a lot. I'm prepared for it. But Sonix did beat me last time. And I told myself, I had a game plan to try Sephiroth to start out the set, and I was expecting to switch at some point. But it never happened because I just didn't lose. So I just stuck with it. And now I'm like just sitting in like top 4 with Sephiroth with like not dropping any games, and I'm like, this is like a dream come true. Like I have so much more confidence in my Sephiroth than ever before. And like I worked really hard with Sephiroth to get to this point. If anyone watches my streams, they would know that. But if people just keep up with me in tournaments, they probably won't know how much I actually play the character. But I practice him just as much as DDee. I just never pull him out in tournament because I'm kind of scared, and I think he's not a good character. But yeah, I felt so good about that. And then I played Meister again, and I did really well with Sephiroth game 1. And it kind of went downhill from there. So it's like the reverse of last time. Like I did really well with DDee game 1 in the winner's quarter set, and then it went downhill from there. And now it just happened with Sephiroth. I can't help but feel like I just had some rough rolls in both sets. I had a rough SD in winners. I got hit by some ridiculous stuff in losers. I had a hard time killing Game & Watch, which was really weird to say with Diddy Kong. Like he was living to like all my moves. Like, but yeah, I feel like it was a good confidence booster either way. I only lost games to Meister in the entire bracket. Meister and Lima, but like my Sephiroth just didn't lose games to anyone but Meister. So it's a pretty good confidence booster. It's a big step forward from Genesis too, I guess, in terms of mindset, applying game plans, picking Sephiroth, like stuff like that. So I'm proud of myself despite it not being the result I wanted. And yeah, I had a great weekend. The aquarium and the Coca-Cola thing was cool. The tournament itself, I think, wasn't that great mostly because it's a con before everything else, I guess. So I think the tournament itself was like kind of rough, but I still had a lot of fun like playing the game and stuff. But yeah, that was my run. Sorry if I rambled a bit.
You're good. Did they do top 8 on that big stage again? I know that's typically what
they
do.
like.
Yeah,
it's like a whole separate
sick,
area the next day. Yeah,
That's where the concert was happening on Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then top 8 happened on that stage.
Yeah, they like dedicate a whole different day and like area. So
right. Yeah, it's definitely sick. Well, especially for top 8. I know everybody.
That's how it feels with tournaments like that. It's like if you get to top 8, it's like okay, now I can finally be a bit more comfortable because like.
You made it to day 3.
Tournaments like Evo and Momocon where it's like everything gets ran in like one small time frame and then top 8's on Sunday. It's like it's a breath of fresh air to get top 8 because it feels like you can play your game a bit better because like you're on the big stage that like it's gonna like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Like getting to top 8 after playing a whole bracket and with all the crazy conditions, like,
very satisfying.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air and it's relaxing for me. I guess as someone who's been playing for so long, I'd rather play on stream than off stream if that makes sense because you're more secluded because
True.
The crowd isn't just like right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's kind of the opposite of your experience, Marcus, where it's like, all right, you lost or whatever, and it's like just get back into the pit and start fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start fighting for your life, man.
Getting out of the pit is always the goal. Just like getting to best of 5 is the goal. Like being able to play on stream is really big deal for me because there's automatically less random variables if you're on stream.
It's like the bottom of the Mortal Kombat bridge, the pit. You know what I mean? Get down there, start fighting for your life down there in the pit. But yeah, man, that's cool. I know we were talking a bit, while you were at the tournament. I asked you how you were playing, and you were like, Diddy's playing okay, but my Sephiroth is playing amazing. So, and then, obviously you went through and kept playing that whole tournament. Is this going to change kind of how you look at tournaments going forward or what your roster's looking like? Or is it going to be like, just, I'm going to play how I feel. And then I'm going to, if Diddy's playing amazing, stick with Diddy. Obviously, if it's Sephiroth, though, it's going to be Sephiroth. If it's, however you're feeling.
So my main goal alongside my practice after Genesis has been this mindset of like caring less. I don't want to say not caring, but like being more like relaxed and free flow, I guess. And in a way, I think that makes me play better. I think in some ways it might make me play worse than I could have, but I think it's all like a progress. And I can credit that to why I think I bounced back after losing because I have a hard time like moving forward after losing sets because I'm like constantly thinking like what I could have done and all that. And another thing that helps is that helps me like give myself credit is the characters I play in terms of difficulty and like tier list. Like even Diddy Kong is like a lot worse than like a lot of the characters you would see at Momocon. Like once you go farther in the bracket, like a lot of these characters are super dangerous, like top tiers, and like if Sephiroth's not like Sephiroth, I don't think is a top tier, and Diddy Kong is way better than Sephiroth, and I don't even think he's a top tier. So it kind of helps me like play a little loose and just like understand that like on one side it's every character has been super successful in this game to some degree, and like I know I can do it regardless of that, but it also helps me like I don't know, be more chill about things and just like be a bit more natural and free flow, understanding that like these characters I'm up against are so much better than mine. But in a way, like I work harder while also being more relaxed. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's kind of still new to me, so
Yeah, and I think that's really good. I think one thing as a friend and a previous coach to you, one thing I'm extremely proud of for this tournament is, and like we talked about it a lot when I started coaching you, it's like improving losers bracket Tweek, right? Because
yeah,
you used to have this history of getting to winners, like top 8 qualifier winner side, lose ninth,
yeah,
right? That's like a very that's one of the more tragic things that can happen to a lot of players when you get to the winners side qualifiers of
yeah.
top 8 and then you double
You're
lost,
like on
right? And
top
then
of the
you
world, and all of a sudden you're not even in top 8. It's crazy how like
right.
how fast things can go downhill. Yeah,
Yeah, and I like the fact that you're trying to play more off of feel. I know from our experiences before, I would always like when I coached Tweek, I would look through his bracket and it's like, okay, and then we would even make lists. So I would list every single character and it's like, okay, with your current roster, like random person or even top player, like Mario, who's game one? Luigi, who's game one?
yeah,
Peach, who's game one? And then like there would be a backup plan and stuff like that. We'd go pretty in depth, and I think we're both kind of like on paper players slash
yeah,
like coaches, or just like kind of think of the game like that. But also knowing that there's a human side to things, and you're exploring it more, and being like, okay, well, on paper. And I mean, this is even an issue that we like. One experience that we had was a Congo Saga, right, where you were able to beat Meister with Wario, and
yeah,
then at Frostbite, you're like, I think that part of you where it's like overthinking, where it's like,
yeah.
I was like, well, you beat him with Wario last time, maybe just
He's
go
gonna be
Wario.
ready for it. Like I have to
Right,
stay ahead and
and you're
switch.
you're
Yeah,
like thinking like a
Yeah.
million steps ahead, and you're like, oh well, the matchup's bad. He definitely prepared for it. He's definitely gonna beat my Wario, and then
yeah,
like you went
Wow.
Pokemon Trainer instead, right? So it's like that was a scenario where I would always try to push Tweek, where it's like, okay, well, at least come in with the mentality like you can think of a lot of things on paper, but if you beat someone's ass like with a character last time, at least try that same character game
yeah.
one of the
Take it a
next time.
little slower. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
You
You
can't
can't
you
like
kind of give him
give him
credit
too
he
much.
didn't earn yet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Like
he hadn't
yeah.
shown you that he was ready for it yet.
I'm just working too quickly sometimes. But I guess another part of my feeling is like I've been playing for so long in tournaments, and a lot of my feeling back then, especially when I was like a teenager back then, was like I wanted to prove myself. Like I want to win this whole bracket. I want to get sponsored. I want to do this for a living. I want to prove to everyone how skilled at the game I am. I want to do it with these characters. Nowadays, I do not have to prove myself to any Smash player. You know what I mean? Like I've accomplished my things. I've done my stuff. I've played these characters. I've done all this. Like just let me play Sephiroth and do my thing. Like like
True, true.
I love this character. I love Diddy. Like just let me do what I want. Like I don't have to prove anything to y'all. Like I don't even have to win this bracket to prove like that I'm skilled at the game. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
just doing my own thing. And like sure, I desperately want to win every bracket, and I wish I won Momocon, and I plan on winning every tournament I enter. But at the same time, you have to consider all that stuff
There's a
too.
balance. Like you,
Yeah,
you also want to be happy in life, right? Like
yeah,
it's always like this weird thing of balancing the competitive mindset with your mental health, right? And
yeah,
like essentially, how far will you sacrifice your mental health to win?
yeah.
And
Plus, I want to do things my own way. Like with
yeah,
like I could just play like a different character, but like and
Which
sometimes
character?
sometimes I go against that, whether it's like play style or character, and like it's just not as fun, and it's more stressful, and I'm just gonna
this is your living.
accept I'm just gonna accept the urge that I want to play the way I want to play, and I'm just gonna I'm just gonna
Yeah.
play it by ear and play it by feel or whatever.
It was something we noted too. Max and I talked about while we were casting the top 8 of Collision this year. That's when Spargo stopped going Aegis and started going Cloud more, and it was kind of like this kind of turning moment. And you were going DDee too. You had gone with solo DDee, and then Leo was obviously Byleth, Riddles on Terry mostly, like Kazuya for basically for Cola. It seems like that's like one of the main reasons he hasn't picked now.
Yeah.
Like truly, like
Once he gets far enough in the bracket,
then it's time to put on the suit and tie. Light, going Fox, and it's just these characters, none of them, I mean, aside from Aegis, who was specifically being disregarded for Cloud, would anyone put in the top tier. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of those characters, and that's some of the best players in the world right there, succeeding with characters who are higher on the tier list, but not tippity top. You know what I'm saying? And even
the good enough tier.
Yeah.
Reminds me of what we talked about with Larry mentioning that like high tiers are the fucking shit right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, like this game is flexible, so like why not like, try to bend it as much as possible and see how far you can take it with whoever you want. And like that's why Leo's so inspiring too. We talked about how like Leo's really calm and collected and like just playing Rob to help out Big Boss and like just playing Byleth despite like playing these great characters and everyone's telling him to do something else, and he does what he wants, and he's succeeding just as well as he was before with a significantly worse character. Like I think Byleth is great and all, and the buffs are great, but like like it's just
not
it's
a
very
top 5 or top 10 character.
I've taken a lot of inspiration from him specifically, whether it's with DDee or Sephiroth, and just like really trying to specialize what I want to do, because he's just as strong as he was doing with a completely different game plan. You know what I mean? And it's like nothing changed. Like you can learn so much just from that. So
I think,
man.
Yeah, and I think that mentality and trying to push characters that you really like, I think the meta is in a really good spot right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm especially like I was in full spectator mode this weekend. You know what I mean? Especially Sunday, like just watching, I was like, damn, this is like a really really fun top 8. Obviously not every single matchup, but for the most part, it was like people are specialists with their characters. They do really cool shit with them all the time. Like, and it's against really, really other really good players. It's not just like a combo video or whatever. So there's always something you can appreciate at that top level. So
for me, I think the meta is in a good spot in terms of like, but it depends on like how far in the bracket are we talking usually, right? I don't think like any character is gonna win the tournament, but you can definitely get really far, which is close enough when it comes to Smash, because not a lot of Smash games can say that, right? Like with this many characters. So that's I think that's where what I have to figure out is like how far am I going to take it consistently with characters like DDee and Sephiroth. But yeah, I did want to play someone that wasn't Meister there. I was really hoping to play DDee because
DDee going Pokemon Trainer Game 4 because he was just trying to be a Meister, man.
Because I wanted to, because Steve is
DDee
another
rules.
matchup where Sephiroth does well, so it's like the more excuses I had to play Sephiroth, the more I was like excited to do it, and the more like same thing with Sonix. Like against Sonix, like on paper, I think I should have gone DDee, but like I kind of convinced myself that I could go Sephiroth and try it out, and I feel like it makes me like play better at the same time. So I was hoping, as much as I'm the type of person that wants to run back versus Meister, like honestly, I thought I was gonna win both sets, and I didn't. I still wanted to play against Steve because it's such a good excuse to play Sephiroth because everyone says he does so well. And then I was really hoping to get to Dabuz because I thought I could have done really well against Dabuz with Sephiroth too. And then if I made it to Light, I don't know. I might have
Light. I would have expected the DDee, but since your Seph's playing so hot, I would have expected game 1 Seph from you if you got to Grands versus Light. See, and then you would have scouted out the waters from there, right? Like how hot is your Seph playing?
Be there in the chair to decide what character to start game 1, but I didn't quite make it that far. So, but yeah, Light won the whole thing.
You were doing well against them though, right? When you were practicing.
Oh yeah, I warmed up with Light a couple times throughout the weekend, and it was like pretty much like 90+% Sephiroth I was warming up with Light. And yeah, I was winning a lot of the games, yeah. So I guess the Sephiroth just played well this weekend. It's a good confidence booster. Yeah,
Especially
congrats
if
to
you're-
Light for winning the tournament, first off.
Yeah.
Before we dive into everyone else's, let's talk about Light
I
first.
know.
Bro,
Who kind of won.
he kind of.
I don't want to insult anyone, but maybe
ran away
one
with
drop
it.
of sweat. Maybe.
Well, he lost on his path to top 8 on Saturday. He lost,
He lost
one
a game to Chunky Kong. I know
One
that.
game to Chunky Kong. To Chunky Kong the God, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out. So even taking a game at this point, we got to mention. And then top 8, I think. Did he lose a game? I think he did.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
he
think
lost one to
one
Dabuz.
game to Dabuz, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So-
shout out to Light, man. The top 8 was amazing, but yeah, go ahead.
I was there in person when the Chunky Kong set was finishing because I just so happened to finish my pools and he was just right there. And that was the most stressed he was the entire weekend. And I feel like once he made it past there, he just, he was saying this to me too. He's like, I haven't been playing much, but if I like keep the sets going and like, I'll play better and better. And if there's one thing that's true about Light is he's a man of his word.
True.
When he says something is going to happen or when he says something about himself, like it's always true. Like he said, yeah, when I play Sonix, like I'm definitely going to win. Is what happened.
Bro,
and like
the Sonix taunt, oh baby.
like you know what I mean? Like he's so crazy like that. Like when he says he's gonna do something, he fucking does it. And he said the more he played, if he kept winning, he was gonna keep playing better and better, and that's what happened.
Light tweeted, in my defense, he taunted first. That's what he did. That's what he
was so
said.
funny. There's a list of players that you just do not taunt.
Yeah.
I think Light's on top of that list. Like you
I'd say-
just
yeah.
don't do that. Why would you
Next time I play him, I'm gonna try it out and I'll get back to y'all.
just stop, just taunt him?
Didn't you taunt him at Collision? I feel like
I
you
don't
did.
I don't really taunt. I highly doubt it.
Oh, must be nice. Not when we're playing at 3 a.m. See ya. Jeez. Must be a different guy that plays in tournament. Jeez. What the heck?
I think at Collision I teabagged against Light because I was getting destroyed the one game I lost.
I remember something like that happening.
Yeah, I was just
sitting
remember
there,
like,
something.
It was kind of the mindset like let's just go to the next game eventually, like just kill me.
Yeah.
I was just like sitting there, and plus like DDee's just hilarious. I don't know.
Abusing
I don't-
yourself by teabagging Light? What the heck? What a statement.
I don't know if you guys want me to get into like the super nerdy like what Light was
Why
doing
not?
in the box
Why not?
particularly.
You're
Okay.
going to anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to
okay.
say, what the
I
heck?
thought I
You know
thought
what,
that's for
though?
permission.
This means that when Vendetta pops off again, I'm up. See ya.
Yeah, and I already made the tweet. I can't say Fox sucks like at all for at least a month, maybe 2 months.
Well, you
'cause
can't
it's,
say
like,
Fox
fucking-
sucks. It's not true. Fox is so.
This is the second time, Charles. This is the second time. It
I
gets
hate
worse
Fox.
every
He's so
time.
fucked up.
I can't just say everyone sucks at gimping him, yada yada. Like okay,
Yeah.
all right, facing
is-
reality here.
It is the one thing about Light that I think is so incredible. His recoveries are just
Yeah.
like they're out of this world, man. Like it's just so good. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how he does it.
It's such a good warm up when I played versus him because I'm like
Yeah.
working really hard to like keep him off stage. With
Yeah.
whatever character it is. It's a great point. He gets creative with it, and he's really good at cutting his losses too. He'll take certain hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the melee falcon. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
You
a
take
great
it
skill to
inside,
have
yeah.
in Smash to gauge the risk reward and be willing to get hit to guarantee survival. Because a lot of players will take the 50-50 of dying or not getting hit at all,
Yep.
and that's not as good as like taking the certain hits to guarantee survival. But that's a whole nother topic. Moving on.
Hey everyone, today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Now, I don't know about all of you, chat, but I do be shopping online all the time. The thing is, though, I always feel like I'm wasting money when I can't find a promo code when I'm ready to check out. But, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Now, let me paint a little picture for you. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for a coupon it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. So I used Honey earlier this week, right after recording this episode, to order my dog a bag of his favorite treats because he had just ran out. Now, I order these things all the time because he's such a good boy. And thanks to Honey, I was able to save $5 on my purchase. I'll be using Honey to save money when ordering these dog treats every time from here on out. It was just so easy to use. And did you know, Honey doesn't just work on desktop. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I'd never recommend something I don't use. So get honey for free at joinhoney.com/tweek. That's joinhoney.com/tweek.
Yeah, I think what impressed me particularly the most as a Fox expertise in terms of just like studying the character, right? Obviously not as a player, but I just study the character a lot. I just know a lot about the character. And I mean, I even talked to like everyone here, and I even talked to Light a lot about Fox ever since the beginning of the game, really talking about like what Fox is like good at, what Fox's general strategy in terms of like as of the last year, Light's strategy in the game has drastically changed. By a large margin. I would say the thing that impressed me the most, everyone has heard me like spam and talk about how good like fair is, so I'm not going to talk about fair. Obviously Light's fair usage was great this tournament, but the thing that stuck out to me was his usage of back air, and Light was very aware of not staling it in a lot of situations unless he had to go for a back air, but he was very good at up front ledge trapping and just getting a lot of damage and not using back air for that, just using like the meaty aerials, playing more forward with
Do you think this was an improvement from Pound?
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like something that was a problem at Pound specifically.
Right, like getting staled back airs and stuff like that. And then he would just go to roll. And it was very clear when Light was like, I'm not ledge trapping you anymore. You're either jumping and I up air shark you, or I'm cornering you with back air. Like Light made that very, very clear this tournament, and he was doing a great job of like around like 60 to like 120, trying to not back air as much and not stealing it.
After he lost at Pound, I was talking to him and he said, do you think it's worth it for me to learn the percents of when back air will kill stale and unstaled, and like based on how many times he staled it? So it's very intentional that he's doing that. He just decided to learn it in between Pound and here.
Yeah, well, it's
That's
funny
so cool because you like, now that we're talking about it, it makes so much sense based on like his performance at Momocon.
It makes so much sense too because Fox, like back air is obviously
that was crazy.
He's disgusting. Yeah,
I didn't watch
the
this
replay
one.
for the audio listeners. But,
is this Grands?
These are winners. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I didn't. I was already like on the way out trying to get food, so I didn't watch this.
I like that too, Charles, because like the one thing about Fox is he can rack up the damage really, really well. Obviously, like he has so many. I mean, name one of his moves, and it leads into another one that leads into 1 billion damage, right? And the thing that with Fox is that back air cheating. That's right. And the thing is that back air is always like a meme move. Like it was a joke. Like, oh, there's a kill screen, and they wouldn't even end up in the bubble. You know what I mean? Like it's not even close. But it's because, and a big part of that is it was staled because it's such a good move all around. You know what I mean? Like you just love to use that move. It's so good. But the idea of I'm going to win neutral. I'm going to get my damage in other ways and not use back air, especially ledge trapping. And I'm going to save it and then let it. Now it'll start killing if I'm not using it 7 times a stock. You know what I mean? If I'm not hitting it 7 to 8 times or even 2 to 3 times, like it'll be fresh and then it can actually start killing. So I really like that. I think that's the evolution of play that people are going to need to apply to their characters to see them succeed, especially someone like Fox, who is so volatile in that way. You know, you don't get a kill with a story we've seen a million times. You don't get a kill with Fox. Back air doesn't kill at 150 because it's stale. They recover and they kill Fox at 30 or 40. You know, it happens all the time, right? We've all seen that, especially you, Marcus, in your region. You've seen it a million times, right?
Yeah. He was just really frustrated against Gluto that he kept back airing and it wasn't killing. And he was like, I wish I knew when it would kill when it was stale or unstale. Because he knows it. He knows it specifically with up smash. Like he said, he was like, yeah, I know. I like learned it with up smash when it will and won't kill and when I should and shouldn't use it. That's why sometimes you'll see him like land in air, but he'll do like dash attack afterward, right? Because he's like, oh, it doesn't kill yet. So it was very intentional that he learned when back air would start killing, which is
that's
making
beautiful.
him even scarier.
Yeah. That to me, that was the biggest thing. Of course, his fair game was on point. Just real quick, if you guys don't know, fair is just a little bit more range, so a lot of people will try to stand outside of falling nair range, and because Fox doesn't have air drift, it's very easy to stand outside of falling nair range, right, and then just whiff punish Fox after he nairs. The fair extends that just a little bit, so obviously Light has been doing a lot of that with fair, and of course, full hop fair, just comboing into up air, putting someone at 30% is so important to put the rest of Fox's kit online, especially against fast fallers, because you can like combo off of up tilt now when you put your opponent at like 30. But yeah, just like the management as well. I love the fact because so this back air thing is such a big deal because you notice where Light will laser you at around 90, and then now he's already conditioned you for free because you have to overly respect Sour Nair, right? Or you die like that. Like you have to avoid falling there like the plague, and because of that, he can start overshooting. He can start grabbing, right? Now, all of this doesn't matter if you get outside of the Nair up smash percentage window. Before it, like, well, yeah, but it takes so long for him to KO, right? Now if you're at like 90 or 100, gets a grab, down throw forward you to the ledge, gets a couple more chip damage without back air, gets you to 120, 130. Now all of a sudden you have to, like, it's way harder to avoid Sour Nair neutral than it is to avoid back air in the corner. So that like making your win condition like that consistent with a character like Fox is very important, and it's just really sick to see a player like Light really like studying these like stale percentage windows and really applying it like this, because it's showing me that the top level players are they're starting to push each other to the point of like, okay, I don't need to just like know the character matchup. I don't need to like just be able to push certain things like whatever, right? I'm just gonna like wing it.
Winning and losing might be a very small window, and you need to be ready. Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, especially with, I mean, because the thing is too, especially with Light, or actually this goes for a lot of top players. Like I think a lot of the top players really need to start studying, and I mean this is a huge part of Spargo's success. This guy and even Leo, like both of them say they study like a lot of VODs, and honestly, in terms of like when Leo fought Light at Genesis, it impressed me a lot. And I can tell when a player prepares for a player specific matchup. I can just see by like watching them.
Yeah.
And like even like, okay, so one trick that Light does, and I said this on the mic, is he'll fast fall down to fake a trump, double jump up, and then
we're all watching it like, don't fall for it
again, right?
And Light always gets him with it. Yeah,
right. And like the fact that people like Light has been doing this for a while, so the fact that people are still getting hit by this thing at Momocon, honestly, that's kind of embarrassing. And I'm not like trying to be an asshole or anything, but
so I'm gonna give them some slack though. It's because of the speed of Fox that the second decisions get way too hard, and you're not even thinking that deep about it. You're just trying to escape disadvantage, and that's why the setup is so good, because you can't even breathe. And if you can't consciously think, you're gonna fall for that setup.
But if you studied it before, it definitely shouldn't be happening to you. Like,
of course, it definitely shouldn't be happening as much as it does. But there's a reason it does, especially like if top players are just kind of playing with the flow.
Right.
Like it makes it really hard to remember, like, because with the muscle memory and the second to second decisions, like it's really easy to try to just buffer, get up into shield, especially because Fox is going off stage. But
I'm just really looking forward to, because the players that are very consistent right now, I feel like are doing that little extra homework, that little extra study time, like that little extra like figuring out what kills still, what doesn't, right?
Wins those last hit games and stuff. Like it just gets them those extra W's that they need to like stay alive in the bracket.
Well, and Charles, it's what you said too, is you have to have so much confidence to be like, I'm gonna study one player specifically. It's like that means you're confident you'll get to them in the bracket and not put your energy and time into studying other stuff. Like your fundamentals and like your foundational skill and knowledge in the game is strong enough to you're like, all right, I got to study Light because that's who's going to stop me, right? Like that's how far I'm going to get to the bracket. Obviously, depending on seeding and the format and all that stuff, but still, you got to have a high level. Or who knows, man? That's how upsets are caused too. That's why I talk about Sharp all the time. The kid from New England, plays. I was like, who's he even main these days? Like he mains the entire cast, right? He did that to me in Smash 4 very early on. Like he didn't know how to fight against my character, and he asked a lot of top DDee players, that's who he played in Smash 4, how do I beat Bayonetta with DDee? And he spent the entire day practicing against Bayo, and then he just beat me, like, really bad. Like, and at that point, I was ranked way higher than him and all this stuff, and he was like, he turned to me after, he goes, I was practicing for that all weekend. I was like, thanks, dude, that's great. Like, way to go. This is before we even knew each other, obviously, so.
Yeah.
But that can happen, man. Like, you sit there and you practice, you try to understand a player's character and their habits, you could beat them for sure.
Yeah.
But you have to get to them first, too.
So. That reminds me, like when I played Leo at Collision, like a lot of that W is like credit to like studying the small things that happened the last couple times we played. And like I said, like I won some last hit games just because it was ingrained in my brain that I was ready for some of the situations that happened. And it's like Charles said, the even if it's just a small inch ahead of the game with studying, like that's what you need sometimes to like take a stock. Shouts to the Buzz too for getting second, Mr. Consistent, of course, as always. But
man is consistent. Whoa.
I think we should have been pulling Pikmin against Fox. Not because I think the matchup is good or something. I don't care about that part. But I think we should have tried it. I think Dabuz's Olimar is his best character. I think Light's playstyle is the most susceptible to Olimar out of all of his options.
I think the only reason
Where's the spaceman?
He didn't is because they had just played at Genesis and it just was not close. It wasn't even remotely close. I know it's a different day and it's a different tournament. So I feel like, different day, different tournament. You could at least try it once, but a lot of those games that with where he was playing Min was winnable.
Yeah.
So I think he just like, and he's never really tried the Min Fox matchup that much, and I think he just wanted to get more.
Yeah, I'm not upset with him. I'm just throwing it out there, and plus I don't know the game plan. I don't what I mean. I'm just I'm just trying to see Olimar, bro.
Similar to you, I think he came into this tournament with. Like, I'm using these two characters.
Yeah.
If I had to make a prediction, I don't know like what his actual game plan is, but I do think Olimar is his best character, but I also think his Min has like a crazy amount of potential, and I think
he says his Min. I actually talked to him backstage about this specifically. He said his Min is either like playing really below par or like really well.
His neutral's so good.
He has a hard time finding the middle ground.
I just feel like if he knew how to push advantage state more, or if he just like it's not like he doesn't know, but if he could execute on his advantage state more, I think his Min would be so insane because just like I feel like that is the perfect character for Dabuz, but there's just some advantage states that he doesn't push as much, and he's like winning a bunch of neutral, but then not being able to like seal out the stocks or get that extra damage off the advantage state. So I don't. For Dabuz, I feel like maybe for him the Min is more of a long-term investment where it's like, okay, bite the bullet, like, you know what I mean? This character
he's gone
obviously
so back and forth
relevant.
with it. You know,
I think Min is an incredible character to have on your roster because Min win, like there's certain matchups that Min wins like very, very hard.
That character is really, really good, yeah.
Right. So it like sucks too because how much longevity does Rosa have for Dabuz, right? Like I think that's the big question mark. Where
it's a weird one. I'm only trusting his opinion on that.
Right, his Rosa is just so good, but I don't think Rosa is that good of a character, right? So it's like because
decent,
of that,
yeah.
Right? And I think Dabuz is in a really tough spot in terms of a character crisis, and I really feel for him. But I mean, he's such an amazing player. I'm pretty sure he was going to figure this out. Obviously, I mean, shout out
character
to
crisis while getting second at a big tournament.
Yeah, shout out to Last getting on Liquid as a coach.
Riddles, yeah.
Riddles, I wanted to congratulate
Riddles getting top 8 first tournament.
Yeah, so I mean, really cool that Liquid is, investing so much into the Smash scene, and I believe this is the second Ultimate coach that has been picked up on a Tier 1 org, right? So I think it's really cool that we're seeing more coaches getting picked up as well. I'm a huge fan of that, obviously.
Just Smash in general, it's not just players, yeah.
Yeah,
it's really big.
Super sick.
And you got to shout out HBox too. He's like a part owner of Liquid, isn't he? He's definitely he's definitely pushing this shit for sure. So shout out to HBox. Those are really big moves for our scene. Like it's really
Shout to Sonix getting top 8, by the way. I think Sonix is the best Sonic player in the world.
Yeah, same.
I think I've played all of them, and I think a lot of them are really, really good. But I think Sonix has that title right now.
I agree with you, and I
Ken
think
is also really good. Wrath is really good.
If you don't agree with Tweek here, you at least have to bare minimum agree that Sonix is the best like combo game advantage state of all the Sonics. That for sure, I think he wins by a long shot. And then overall, I think he's just the best.
His back air game is insane. Like, which is funny to say, obviously, because it's like one of Sonic's most common moves. But dude, the way he lines them up is just wild.
It's like a wolf player.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how he does it. He's insane.
Shouts to Meister. Meister was like kind of in a slump, and Meister makes a great comeback, getting third. Riddles getting top 8 under Liquid.
DDee
representing Georgia.
We gotta talk about DDee.
Yeah, getting 5th place. So
Salt
I think that's always great for a tournament.
It was so godlike.
Having the in-region like top 8 player, like at least one, like you always need that. So I did predict that DDee was going to beat Riddles. Like Steve versus the fighting game characters seems really great for
So
them.
hard.
You know who does
No.
well against them? I'm sorry, Riddles. The Belmont.
Don't say it. I knew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh
Riddles.
man, what a
They thought about
timeline.
that backstage too while I was playing, and I agreed. I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Riddles should have done it because there's no
No.
way Riddles is playing them that much.
No, and they're
But-
hard, dude. They're
Like if I was Riddles, I wouldn't have done it. But it is cool to think about that a character you've played definitely
We
has
could
a
see
better
the
shot.
return.
You
Yeah,
might
like,
have done it.
You're gonna have to practice it. Like, don't do it right now. But
You might have done it because you definitely just be pulling out
Oh,
Wario out
depends
of
on the
nowhere.
mental state. Yeah.
It
Well,
out of nowhere,
and-
Wario. I'm like,
and with him though,
it's lit.
with Riddles, like he already plays two characters that are pretty demanding from an input standpoint. You know what I mean? Like Kazuya, like his 0 to death.
Yeah,
like,
he
all that
sat
stuff,
down,
like,
like,
yeah,
Very ready to play the characters. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to like stray from that game plan.
yeah.
It
that's
could
what
be
I'm
a
saying.
future character pick though, because I mean, we all know how relevant Steve has been.
Yep.
Steven is out here in the cut, so like just the
Dan.
simple block stuff. Oh my god, he was living at 200. Like all the Steves were living at 200%.
I'm just kidding, by the way. Or am I?
Oh, did you say ban?
I
You
did. I
definitely
did.
said
That's pretty
that.
funny,
Bro,
actually.
we've lived through so much. I don't. It's never gonna happen, bro.
It's never
Yeah,
gonna happen.
A, it's never gonna happen.
I'm
B,
just like sitting
yeah.
in the background, just like enjoying the. Even though I'm the one losing
Bro.
to Steve and stuff all the time,
It's so
it's
funny.
just so.
It is hilarious, yeah. Well,
Steve's
dude,
just so stupid.
Dude, DDee is so funny too. Like I was cracking up. Like DDee rules. That was so funny to watch. I'm like, I want this kid to win just so he can keep Fortnite dancing.
He was
up.
dancing on him.
It's amazing.
He was dancing on him, bro.
Dude, he's so
There it
funny.
is.
He's so funny. How do you not love this? It's so great. It's his home crowd too. It's so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, needed this in top 8 for sure.
He was
Yeah.
breaking ankles.
Mute Ace getting top 8, very consistent.
Yeah, Mutex
Mute
rules.
Ace is going to be high on like a ranking, right? I
Of
would
course.
imagine. Like
Yeah,
pretty high.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Shouts to
Went on
Mute.
Spargo, right? Like Mute has a
Bars too.
lot of great
yeah.
wins. Yeah.
Almost you at main stage too, Gavin. That was a close set. That was a close
Was.
set.
I think that was almost a reverse 3-0.
Almost reversed. It was
Yeah.
it was game 5. It's game 5. You were up 2-0. I remember. See ya.
You didn't have the
Sheesh.
stuff back then.
No sword,
Yeah, no,
man.
yeah.
Where's the
Sephiroth,
Sephiroth? Oh my god.
Scary.
You were,
shit.
glad-
that was your only Diddy movement. That's like I'm going Diddy forever. You went Diddy against Pac-Man in that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
collision in main stage. I was like Diddy Kong the whole time.
So hold on, real quick. So DD's run beat Captain Cito, who's someone we all were saying we really hope that player does well. So Nito beat Sonito 3-1, lost to Light 0-3, beat Jake 3-1, which honestly, like looking at that a little bit more, it's insane that Light only dropped one game on his way through top 8, and it wasn't like, and he played DD. Like that's pretty wild that he didn't even
Yeah.
drop a game right. I don't know how that matchup goes, but
Especially because it's Steve and like
yep.
the home crowd. Like I would have expected more of a sweat. That's like basically what I was getting at when I first mentioned Light. Like Light just won this tournament. Like just
Sleeves down.
yeah, like
Well,
he slapped everyone up.
It was pretty cold in the venue, so I give it up.
He beat Jake, Dark Wizzy, Luis, Goblin.
This
Riddles?
run is crazy. Yeah, this run is ridiculous.
This is a PGR resume, like straight
Yeah.
up, and he
This
lost
is the
game
only
5 to
tournament
Meister.
you need.
Yeah, he only lost to Meister and Light. All right,
Top 3 people in the tournament. So
Yep.
Imagine, oh man, the
I
Pokemon
know.
trainer game 4. Apparently, in an interview, he did confirm he only went Pokemon trainer to
Don't say it.
disrespect Meister. Yes, that was in an
To
interview.
disrespect Meister.
Yes.
What did Meister
Whoa!
do?
Actually?
Whoa, not Meister.
I thought you were
What he
gonna
said.
say like to prove that he could win without Steve or
Not
something.
being
Oh.
carried. That's what I thought too. Because there was
good
a
prediction.
lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, because I was home, so I was watching the games, and I also had Twitter up, and it was there was a lot of Steve talk for sure. I mean, because of that and Combo Breaker too. We were gonna talk
I mean,
about that
Steve
just a little
literally
bit.
like Steve's win rate across the globe must be ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
Steve is basically just winning.
Taking over the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're in the Steve era right now. Steve era
Like
is
Steve
crazy.
fucking wins Smash Brothers. That's
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Someone put it a good way, like a simple way to look at it is his risk reward is just so good between neutral and punish game.
Yes.
Like it's really, really, really good, which is I think probably the highest value thing you can have, right? Especially when it comes to
Like
neutral
you're just
and
like
punish
throwing
game.
out like the quick frame data, and if it hits, like
Bro.
GG's.
The simple idea of just building a wall behind you and being like, I'm just going to attack if you try to kill me. I live
You
for
can't use
200.
horizontal options. That
Yeah.
it's so broken, and you're a character that gets more powerful if you don't interact with the character.
Yep.
There's so many people that tried to camp DDee, and it's like I was saying it on the mic. I'm like, oh, there's 2 diamonds. I was like, you got to play all 3 of those stocks against Diamond Steve because you refuse to like play the game against him, right?
It's crazy because I think he's super strong before he gets any of these materials. It's
he's still strong, but
it's
he's
just
just
so hard. It's so hard to decide a game plan against Steve because he's so flexible.
Is Steve with Diamond the best character in the game?
You know, there's actual better, like the 0 to deaths, you'd actually prefer no Diamond. I think Diamond is very good in last stock, last hit, where it's like you're trying to get that straight bear. And you still have just like 0 to 50s. Wow, that's like the bad side about it. But when you have wood, there's like the crazy 0 to deaths and stuff. There, it's harder to SDI out of the lower quality. And then obviously, I think gold's one of the best.
Gold is
weapons, but you
crazy.
don't
started using it more. Who was that?
Gold is messed up.
Which Steve was that started using it more? What was it? I feel like it was Jake. Someone started using it a lot, and like they popped off, and it was like, damn, we're not using this one enough.
You have like a specific window to use it, right? Because you're gonna get diamond or something like that. Right?
Yeah, right. You always go to the highest value one that you have, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you
highest quality, I guess.
You got to build it in a specific window. But yeah, Momocon was great in terms of Smash Ultimate. I think the tournament was a breath of fresh air, honestly, especially from my perspective. So yeah, I'm looking forward to competing again. But Combo Breaker happened. We're gonna wrap up, but we're gonna speed through some shout outs and all that stuff, I guess, like for players who did really well. I want to shout out Loaf.
Yes.
Wario.
Absolutely.
Wario
and Lucky.
Specialist.
Always gonna shout out Lucky too. His brother.
Oh, of course.
Pea Plant.
But
one of the best plants I've ever seen.
Loaf got second at Combo Breaker. Shoutouts to Wario. Shoutouts to Loaf. Great job.
Shouts to Wario.
Wario.
Yeah, just shoutouts. He's a cool guy.
When he listens, yeah.
Yeah.
When his Nair works.
He's our favorite viewer, yeah. Except for you, chat.
Steve winning Combo Breaker. How do you pronounce their tag? Onin?
Maybe. Onin.
Literally just 3-0'd everyone in top 8. I didn't do too much research other than looking at the bracket, but goddamn.
Yeah, it kind of made it look very
no sweat, just like light.
Very easy.
Yeah, just no sweat.
What
is up with this?
His is. We have to ban Steve. That's his That is so funny.
We have to ban Steve.
That's his man. That's you really know it's funny. Crazy when the Steve players are.
Well, you said it.
Well, he said it, yeah. Well,
yeah, I guess we have
to.
A
lot of people are saying it, yeah.
I guess we have to, yeah.
The majority of Steve players are very aware of how good their character is.
I like that, though. I like how they're kind of making a joke of it, which is great. It makes
shouts to Ned. Sephiroth doing well. Shouts to fucking Sephiroth.
Good Sephiroth weekend.
Yeah, shouts to fucking Sephiroth.
That ain't Wadi Rob, that's Wadi IC. You know,
true. We need to change that.
Ice climbers are fun to watch. It's so interesting to me that Wadi is gravitating towards ice climbers. It's so weird, but his ice climbers slap.
Wadi's just a ball player.
Dude, it fits so well for some reason. I'm like, this is right.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wadi just plays Brawl. Rob.
He's
Wario.
Wadi's in the Brawl era.
Ice climbers. Like Wadi's just chilling. Esam got 9th with Brawler, right?
Yep.
Shouts to that.
Yeah, it was a sub goal to go Brawler. Yeah, and that definitely shout outs to that. That's an event he should have won.
Is that character good? Yes or no?
No. I think underrated.
Not
I think underrated.
Okay, good or great?
Good.
Underrated by the general population. Way overrated by Esam. That's my opinion.
That's a good.
True. Yeah. I like that he's saying
honestly,
good.
I don't even agree because Esam talks about Brawler so much that everyone probably thinks me Brawler's broken.
No. Esam said he's top 5,
so everyone's fucking overrating the character.
Top 5?
He didn't say top 5. He said top 10. It was top 10. Wasn't he 7th?
Hell no!
7th? That's closer to top 5 than top 10.
No, Sephiroth!
True. Unless you're doing Price's Right Race, then he went over. See ya.
That's Sephiroth winning.
Sephiroth winning is... Oh.
Wait. The set, not the game. The set.
Kill screen
Wrong tape.
Wrong tape.
Run the next game.
All right, episode 50.
That goes against our point. Still 9th is good though with a character that you like. Any secondary, that's still good.
Oh yeah.
And if I'm to play devil's advocate, it's not his main. It's his first real tournament with the character.
What place did Zenodo get?
I don't know. Zenodo rules though.
I'm not sure.
7th? Did he?
7th, 5th, something.
Let's go, DDee. Call.
Why can't I find no?
Look at all these low tiers performing.
Is Noli on there? 9th?
Yep. 8th or 7th.
7th? Oh. Bet.
Losing
Wait.
to Ned.
Was that he lost to Ned? Sephiroth is broken.
Okay, I'm done.
See ya.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks for
you
watching
did great
episode
favors.
50. See you next week.
Wait, can we do around the horn? One last shout out to everyone.
I thought that was around the horn.
No.
Oh, all right.
I'm hungry, bro. What the heck?
Round the horn.
I'm
round the
hungry.
horn.
What the heck?
All right, I'll go first.
Round the
All right,
horn.
yeah. All you
Shouts
Charles.
to Light. Did
Oh,
amazing. Keep it up with the Fox. And yeah, just keep back airing at the right percent, man.
I love that. That is such a. It sounds like such an obvious adjustment, but it's not at all. Like,
That was the
that's really
coolest
hard
part
to
of the
do,
show is like how Charles and Marcus connected what he prepared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We brought nothing, dude. We're just chilling. I will say, shoutouts to. Here, I got one. I got a good one. Shoutouts to Jazzo, really good can from Georgia, beating Kobe and Skittles, and you can imagine that is not a fun
Wow.
matchup for Ken. Young
That
lady.
is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so really good job to him. It was 3-0 over Kobe and 3-2 over Skittles. And those are two players who could have changed the outcome of this tournament 1,000,000,000%. You know what I mean? That's really, really tough character for a lot of even top or high tier characters to deal with. So shout out to Jazzo, really good Ken tournament. So yeah, he rules.
Bro. Shout outs to Cola for beating me and then making a crazy losers run. I'll give it up.
Yep.
That run was
Giving it up.
actually kind of insane. He ran into Demon Suit and Tie Man, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll figure
Not the
something out.
Mishima.
Dude, that's becoming a rivalry I look
We
forward
need to
every
ban
time
it!
now.
Huh?
Steven Kazuya, ban it.
Riddles
Banned!
against Cola? I like that matchup. It's fun to watch. It's Collision too,
Oh,
right?
dude. Every
Yeah,
time Riddles and Cola have played the last couple times, that's when the venue gets the loudest.
It's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
those are like
Crazy.
some of the coolest characters.
I
in
was
the
there
game,
for both
sure.
of them, Collision and Momocon. It's so loud.
Yeah.
People love it.
Plus, they were in Georgia home turf too for Cola, so like the crowd going extra crazy too.
Yeah. Wait, are you guys still Team Kazuya's better than Terry? Because I'm just waiting for you guys to realize.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for you to wake up.
Wait, no.
I
Terry's
think-
better.
Terry,
I think
is
Terry has a better
Terry's
matchup
better.
chart, like a
Oh
more
my
even matchup
God.
chart, and I think Kazuya, the matchups he wins them harder. I'm taking the easy way out.
No, Kazuya's better in my opinion.
Nope. See,
They're both very good though. They're both
They
great.
both
is
should
what
be
I'll say.
banned.
They both
Sure. That's fine. And then you know what? When we get Riddles Ken back, see ya. Good timeline for me.
Oh yeah, true.
Hot take, but that character should be banned too. All right. Shout outs to Loaf and Ned. Shout outs to Sephiroth. And shout outs to everyone for supporting this podcast because we started it on a whim. And now we've done 50 episodes. And
That's
what the
right.
heck?
42
What
for
the heck?
some of us, but yeah, 50.
wait, huh?
I joined at episode 8, dude. You don't remember?
Thank
Best
you
day of my
so
life.
much. Also, it is almost June. So expect a Patreon bonus episode.
Oh, those are so great.
in
Dude,
the
they're
next-
fun. They really
Probably
are.
the next week or two. We try to do it. We try to get out of the way as fast as possible. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching.
See ya.